You are tuned to ARP on the Accelerated Radio Network. It's 12 noon, and it's time to have lunch. Lunch with the Finance Bunch. Lunch with the Finance Bunch. Lunch with the Finance Bunch. Bringing money talk you can understand. And now here's your host, Miss Charlene.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Miss Charlene, and you're having lunch with the Finance Bunch. Today, I have two lovely ladies in the studio with me, and I'm really excited about having them here. Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Marvelous. Thank you.
Good.
Oh, so good.
Good. Thank you so much for coming. Today, our show is going to be about how you turn challenges into a blessing and how you turn those challenges into not only something that can benefit you, but others, and turning that challenge into a business. So that's our discussion today. And so I wanted to start with Carisa Barah. And you have your business is called Small Battles Holistic Health, and you're a coach, right?
Yes.
A health coach. And then we have Katrina Schenfield.
Yes.
And it's Catexon.
I was close. So close.
Skincare. Catexon Skincare. And both ladies are in the natural health care and skin business. And that's the trend going now, and I think it's a wonderful trend because we're so health conscious now, and we talk about our skin and, you know, making sure that we're eating healthy and that we're doing the things for our bodies to make our bodies healthy. So with that being said, I'd like to know from Katrina, how did your business start, and how long have you been in business? Let's start with how long you've been in business.
I've been in business since 2011, although I've been making my own skincare products for 16 years.
Wow. So you formally went into business.
Yes, 2011.
In 2011.
Yes.
Okay. And then what gave you the motivation to start your own skincare line?
Because I had terrible skin. I struggled with my skin for so many years, all through middle school, all through high school. So 7 years of seeing different doctors and being on creams and medications and trying serums and nothing working. I just had, terrible acne and acne scarring and dark marks and sores that wouldn't heal. And after 7 years of dealing with this, I went into a deep depression and actually tried to commit suicide.
Wow.
And when my suicide attempt didn't work, I said, well, okay, I guess I'm here for a reason. I guess I got to do something about this. And so I went to the kitchen, started looking through magazines and started trying masks and recipes and just was my own guinea pig. And so I kept trying. And within 8 months, I was able to clear my skin. So
that's amazing.
I could do it with natural products in 8 months when after 7 years of doctors, that couldn't help. And so ever since then, I've been making my own skincare. And right now I make my own deodorant, tooth powder, shampoo, facial cleansers, facial oils, and so all my own personal care.
Well, your skin, your eyes, and your teeth are beautiful. So
Thank you.
It's working. You are your own commercial.
Thank you, Miss Charlene.
It's definitely working. And Carisa, tell us how your product started, how you started being a health coach.
I got sick. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis a few years ago, and
What is that?
It's a digestive disease that actually attacks my colon. So it thinks that there's something wrong, and that it needs to, as a pathogen, and that it needs to actually try to solve it. Except the thing is that there's nothing wrong there, and so it's attacking the real tissue. And I was going to doctors, and I was saying, okay, so I have this digestive disease. What should I eat? And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. You can eat whatever you want, but here's some medication, and if that doesn't work, we'll give you some more. And as the medications go up and up, the side effects get crazier and crazier, and they have like cancer warnings. And for me, there was just a basic logic where it's like, we have a stomach ache, and we're like, oh, I ate something bad, like this didn't sit well with me. And meanwhile, I have a digestive disorder, and my doctors are saying that food has nothing to do with it. So it was for me, it was really about going back to the basics and starting to look at how my life was in disarray, and how to put some order back into it where my body could really start to heal. And so I wanted to create a business that actually helped people through their own struggles and tough times, because it's a very lonely, very painful process to try to navigate misinformation and good information and try to figure out how it actually plays in our lives. And I'm the person in the middle between life and a doctor. Like, you go and something is being there's some sort of unrest or unease, and you're like, where do I go for help? And I'm there to support, guide, and hold space for that healing. And so that's that's the reason why I started my business.
That's wonderful. And that's one of the motivating factors for my having both of you on today, because a lot of people see their challenges as just that, challenges. And, you know, they go to doctors or they complain about it. They don't do anything about it. And like you said, in your case, become very depressed and think of something negative. And then what I love about it is when negative didn't work, you said, okay, let's do positive and see what happens there in both cases. And you're successful and own your own businesses today because of it. So you looked inside yourself and saw what you felt was wrong, and you fixed it, and now you're helping others fix their challenges. And that's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. I love that. And so I do have questions for you ladies, of course. And one of my questions is, as far as your target market, Katrina, what would you say your target market is?
My target market is both men and women, but just so that people don't have to go through what I went through. So people who are struggling with their skin as drastically as I am, but also for people who just appreciate natural skincare and don't want to put the toxins and the cancer-causing agents in their body, and they want safe, healthy, natural skincare to maintain their skin and to maintain their, to get beautiful, healthy, gorgeous skin. So it's everybody who appreciates and wants to use natural skincare, and those who have tough skincare challenges. I also work with them to get their skin beautiful and healthy. So
do you counsel, so if can someone call you, or how would they find you?
Well, my website is Catixon.com, Catixonskincare.com, which is Katixon skincare.com. So on my website, there's a form you can fill out, and I'll contact you, and I can do a consultation with you and get you on the road to beautiful skin. You can also give me a call at 888-992-6775, and I would love to talk with you and help you in any way I can. I also, on my website, you'll see free videos and tips and wonderful resources that I love to share with people.
And you don't just, the reason I asked you to share that is because you don't find that. People see a commercial on television and they talk about, in the generic sense, the things that are wrong with someone's skin. And it's a one size fit all. You apply these 6 things and it'll take care of it no matter what the skin condition is. And at the end, you'll be healthy and beautiful. And it's not true. They're not, customized for each person, because I'm sure people have different types of skin and
Absolutely.
Problems and also, like my skin is very sensitive, so, and some people have very sensitive skin too, so, or they scar very easily, so giving them that personal touch is excellent.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so another question I have for you was, during your finding of the natural products to blend and put together for your line, and once you had them together, now you have to find casing for it, something to make it look pretty, because you brought me a gift today. And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank very you. Attractive bottling. So you have to go somewhere and have all this stuff done. So how did you start this process?
It all starts with the magic of Google.
Okay.
You just Google skincare containers, and through trial and error and looking at different companies and things like that is how it started. And the labels, you can do it really simple. I just print the labels at home. There's labeling companies who will do it, but usually they have minimums of like thousands and thousands of dollars,
yes.
And that's not something that I want to spend right now. And so I do the labels at home, and I find really attractive, nice jars that I think would look great, and that's where it starts.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And Carisa, holistic health versus traditional health methods. What would you say holistic health is versus, going to a medical doctor?
Well, we can use a case in point, say, of a headache. So you go and you have a headache, and you take Tylenol and hopefully it gets better. Or you go and you have a migraine and you go to the doctor and they give you a prescription. But the problem with that is that it's only masking the symptom. There's a pill, and I'm not against Western medicine, but basically there's this thing that is being given that says, okay, the symptom will now be solved. But you're not actually looking at the root cause of why that headache or that migraine is even taking place. So maybe there's a food sensitivity. or there's stressors in your life, you're not moving enough, like there's some imbalances maybe with nutrients or minerals. So it's really, maybe it's hydration. So when you're working on a holistic level, you're working to get to the root of whatever is the ailment, as well as looking at the entire package of your life. Holistic actually means whole life. So there are many, many pieces to that pie, and it's really important to look at all of them so that it's not something where you're constantly just masking the symptom to get rid of it. You're actually solving it so you no longer have it.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go, because you're right. Masking a symptom doesn't help you to go away. It just masks it for a time, and then it might get worse.
Exactly.
Because you're not addressing the actual issue.
I used to pop Advil like it was going out of style.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. It was my drug of choice.
Advil?
Yeah, a couple of tablets, and you're, sweet and easy. Except the thing is that it wasn't doing anything. That headache was coming back, those cramps were coming back, nothing was really resolving itself. And since I started on my whole foods diet and the supplements that I take, my menstrual cramps are basically non-existent.
Oh, wow.
And for me, that's fantastic.
Right.
And that's, for me, in regards to using turmeric and other modalities that really decrease inflammation. And so as a woman, I'm very thankful for that.
Right. So a lot of times the basic cause is that the body is inflamed. And people think that is something else, and you're treating this other thing, and it's not that at all.
Completely. We're living in a state where most of us are in chronic inflammatory states. The basic standard American diet, or something that is also called the SAD diet, is really creating a lot of havoc in our systems. Like, we are a system. Right. So it's important to look at and say, well, what does our system actually need to be healthy, be happy, be vital, be energetic? And when we're only feeding it processed foods, we're not giving it anything that it really needs to survive. So we start feeling sad. We start having anxiety. We start having lethargy and feeling tired and can't make it throughout the day without 5 cups of coffee. We, may get acne, or we may get eczema, or we may get chronic diseases. There's a whole plethora of things that can develop and show us that there is some sort of imbalance. And you have been able to successfully be able to work on a topical level of really calming that inflammation, which is so beautiful and so wonderful and so needed, because there's a lot of products out there that really create more imbalance.
That's right.
Than
Absolutely.
good. And so it's about looking at that and really making sure that we get to a place where our bodies are much more stable and want to not live in an inflamed state. And then in turn, we have beautiful skin and hopefully healthy digestion and the rest.
Now, if someone wants to get in contact with you, how do they get in contact with you?
I have a website, which is smallbattles.com, smallbattles.com, or you can email me at hello@smallbattles.com, or you may call me at 323-457-3803.
Okay, and what would you say, as far as your company is concerned, what is your focus? What type of people would come and want your help?
I work with both men and women. There are definitely people that have quite chronic illnesses or chronic issues such as candida and digestive disorders that I work on specific protocols to help them heal and gain balance in their lives. But then I also do detoxes. So it's actually 15 days detox, but the actual detox is only 7. But I like to do a buffer, both a pre-detox as well as a post-detox, to make sure that your body is the most comfortable when it is detoxifying. So people that are looking to, lose those last couple of pounds or kickstart their metabolism, I work within the season. So I'll be launching my spring detox soon, and I'm finishing up my winter right now. So it really is people that are overall looking for health, wellness, and vitality, and having support there with it.
That's great. Now, what type of education do you need to be in your field?
I went back to school, and I went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. It's the largest nutrition school in the world. It's based out of New York, but it is an online program where I became certified as a holistic health coach. I think that it's really important to truly educate yourself. Like, I'm constantly nerding out on information. So after I went to IIN, I actually am now taking a full year-long anatomy course, because it's really important to understand exactly how our system works. And then I'm constantly on a number of blogs that I really respect, as well as just diving into a million different books. I'm also in the process of getting my 200-hour yoga teacher training certification, because I think it's important that adding movement and understanding how the body works on a physical level as well as an intimate level is really important for my clients, as well as my own personal well-being. And everything I do, it's for me, and then it's also for me to be of service to others. And I think that it's really important that if somebody is looking for support in their well-being, that they do actually look for people that are well-versed and well-educated, and they're not just somebody who I meet people occasionally who are representatives of various supplement lines, and they're like, oh, I'm a health coach. And I'm like, oh, really? Where'd you go to school? Like, what do you do? And they're like, oh, no, I just rep such and such. And they gave me a guidebook. And I'm like, well, that's not really personally who I would like to support me in my my growth or my longevity and healthy living. So I think that it's important that if somebody's looking for that support and guidance, they look for somebody who actually is certified.
I agree. I definitely agree. Especially, so between the two of you, you have the internal taken care of and the external, right?
Yes.
All one-stop shopping.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Dynamic duo.
exactly. Now, we essentially live in the desert. I mean, it doesn't even rain here often at all anymore. And so what are suggestions from both of you for keeping your skin hydrated?
Water. I think that I know that we're chronically dehydrated, and that's something that
what are some of the ill effects of being chronically dehydrated?
Our systems just don't work. I mean, the first thing, like if you go to the hospital, God forbid that you're ill, the first thing that they do is put a saline drip in, because they want to hydrate your system so that it is working to its optimal level. And we're told like, oh, we should drink 8 glasses of water a day. Well, what does that actually mean? How big are the glasses that you're drinking? I think a really good way to understand how much water you should be drinking as a base is to take your body weight, divide it by 2, and that is the number of ounces of water a day you should be drinking. So if you're 120 pounds, you should be drinking about 60 ounces of water, which is actually not so hard. When you look at like a medium-sized water bottle, that's 33 ounces.
Yes.
So it doesn't seem like the biggest feat. If you're exercising, I would add another liter of water, and so on and so forth. But giving yourself that base daily is a really wonderful way to really start working from the inside out to just create beauty.
And Katrina, what would you say about drinking water? And these sound effects catch Katrina off guard. She's like, what is that noise? We have sound effects.
I was like, oh, we're getting feed from the bathroom.
Totally.
That was the sink water.
Oh, so my tips for keeping your skin beautiful and hydrated from the outside would be something as simple as you can do a wonderful hydrating mask. For instance, take about 1/4 of an avocado. You can mash that up and spread that on your skin. Keep it on your skin 20 to 30 minutes, and you have incredible hydration that you've just given your skin. You can also take an egg yolk and maybe some oil, avocado oil or olive oil, whatever you have in your home. Whip that together, put it on your face. Again, 20 to 30 minutes. That's something that's really simple and really powerful to hydrate your skin. And it really doesn't take a lot of time. Just run in and put these masks together, put them on before you clean up your house or as you're doing the dishes in the evening, or something where you're already doing something where you're not just kind of sitting around saying, oh, waiting for this mask to dry, waiting for it to work.
Right.
So those are really simple masks you can do.
Those are great tips.
Sounds
great
delicious.
tips. I know, and it sounds good. I was thinking you can cook breakfast and just make extra and, put the rest on your face. And
you're good to go.
You're good to go. You're full, and it's a healthy meal, right? You're full, and your face is fully hydrated. Drink some water, and you're good to go.
Exactly.
Win.
Yeah.
Now, usually during the show, I do ask that you give your information more than one time, because what happens is people get all excited, they hear the information, and they're not cognizant of the fact that they don't have a pen in their hand, right? So I'd like to have the listeners get a pen in your hand so that when these ladies give out their contact information again, you're prepared. So I think they're prepared now. So give your contact information. We'll start with you this time, Katrina.
Okay, my name is Katrina Schenfield. My website is catixonskincare.com. That's KATIXONSKINCARE.com. You can call me at 888-992-6775. And my email address is Katrina, Katrina, at catixonskincare.com.
Wonderful. I'm Miss Charlene, and you're having lunch with the Finance Bunch, and I have two very helpful ladies in here today, so I'm glad our listeners are paying attention. One who works on the internal and one who works on the topical or external skin. And Lunch with the Finance Bunch, we're about health and wealth and building wealth. And to build wealth, you have to do what? You have to be healthy, and to have a healthy body, you need a coach. We've been eating bad for so long. We've been putting the wrong products on our skin for so long. To have two young ladies who are willing to walk someone through how to get to the other side, to the healthy side, is commendable. And
thank you.
Yeah, and so my next question is about food. Okay, so we're always in a hurry, right, ladies? We're always in a hurry. And so what do you think is like fast food on the go, something that you can quickly pick up, like when you're out, you don't have anything in the car, snacks in the car, and you're hungry, and you're driving down the street, and you're looking at all these restaurants, and, for fast food, what should we run into?
A really good go-to is salad bars, because
Okay.
you can find them at most grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a plethora of the rainbow of vegetables.
That's very
right?
true.
Yeah. And then there's also usually, roast chicken, some tuna that hopefully, has just been mixed maybe with some lemon and or vinegar. So it's really about looking at the vegetables and getting a lot of nutrients from that and giving yourself as many colors as you want. And don't worry about the calories, people. This is when it's all about quality, and that's quality calories. And then you can add some protein and some good fats. You can get avocado and some nuts and seeds. You can do eggs, some chicken again, and some tuna, and really just make this really wonderful sustenance that is just going to satisfy you. And you can make it as big and as lovely as you really want. And when it comes to salad dressing, really go for the oil and vinegar. But there's apple cider vinegar, there's balsamic vinegar, you can add a little salt and pepper, you can add a little lemon. So there's plenty of things to play around with. And if you really need a tiny bit of sweet tooth, just add a tiny bit of honey. Mm-hmm.
You agree?
Yes,
She's like, honey,
absolutely.
yes. You made that salad sound so good. I'm ready to run out and get one.
Yeah, I had greens this morning.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. And I think when it comes to looking at breakfast, we should start to maybe look at breakfast slightly differently.
Right, and I wanted you to talk about breakfast too. What are good things that we should be eating for breakfast or doing to start our day energetically?
It's really important to add protein to your breakfast. For anyone who's eating cereal, there's no protein in there. So add some eggs, or I personally have started, and it took me a minute to get there. My breakfast looks exactly like lunch or dinner. It is not its own thing. When I add an egg, maybe it kind of ends up looking like, oh, there's more of a breakfast look to it. But I have, roasted or steamed greens. I maybe have some chicken sausage, so that's kind of more of a breakfast, like normal accompaniment. I do have eggs. Maybe I'll have some butternut squash. I'll have some chicken. I look at it in a way where it's like, what is the meal that after I've been fasting throughout the night that's going to really give me the most energy and kickstart the day in the right way? So for me, that's a really nice way. And if you want to do like smoothies or something like that, then go and make sure that you have a good protein powder. The more single source protein, the better, because you're looking at less ingredients, so you're giving yourself the best bang for your buck. But if it's a protein powder and you're just start off slow and enjoy it. So get something that tastes good to you, so you can start formulating and kind of reinvigorating those taste buds for yourself.
And see, that goes again, everyone, it goes against some of what people say. They say you should have just, liquid in the morning. Like you should wake up and just have water first, and hot water or cold water.
And
I've
that's
heard
true.
honey and add, honey to some water and drink it that way with lemon, and that's supposed to be good for you. But you're saying to actually eat a meal in the morning is a good way of starting the day too. Once you've hydrated yourself, then to eat a meal.
Exactly. I think that it's really wonderful to start off with a couple cups of water. Usually warm is the best for your body because it's not a shock to the system, so it's not going to constrict the blood vessels and make things like kind of go crazy. It's really going to be easy. We are 98.7 degrees, and we want to maintain that, so giving ourselves warm or at least room temperature water is going to be the best way to hydrate ourselves in the morning. You can add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, which is a really great way to start detoxifying the system, as well as helping your pH balance and getting to a more alkaline, more balanced state. And so that's the great way to start the morning. And then maybe add a little stretch. And I think just laying in bed and stretching as tall and as long as possible is a really wonderful way to kickstart the day.
Yeah. Okay, Katrina, now starting the day from a skincare perspective, what should we do? How should we, first of all, in the evening, let's start in the evening, what should we do to our skin in the evening to keep it supple, to make it, to cleanse it, first of all, because I know you have a line that
I do, and it's really not that complex. I'm not an advocate of 8 to 10 products like some of these really extensive, complicated skincare lines. I think if you have a few core, powerful, high-quality products, that's pretty much all you need. So for me, in the evenings, I use a product called Olive Oil Facial Cleanser, and this is a 3-in-1. It is a makeup remover, it's a cleanser, and because it's made with a really nice, rich olive oil, it's hydrating, and so it moisturizes your skin also. So you probably don't need an additional moisturizer. And so that's what I do before I go to bed. I use my olive oil facial cleanser and a wet, warm washcloth, cleanse my skin, and I'm good to go. And all of that moisture, all of those wonderful ingredients are plumping the skin, they're hydrating, they're increasing the elasticity in the skin tissues, they're nourishing your skin cells and, bringing blood and oxygen to the surface of your skin. It's really wonderful for your skin. If I want to do a special additional skincare treatment like a scrub or something like that, I only need to do that a few times a week. If your skin is damaged, you can, use a toner if you choose to, but, I like to keep it simple. I like to keep it simple and powerful, and so an olive oil, facial cleanser is fine. I think there's just 3 steps to your skincare system. It's like you cleanse and you moisturize, and if needed, exfoliation.
Perfect. And usually we have 8 to 10 products on our counter. We're trying to use all kind of gadgets, right?
For real.
Gadgets and all that,
Yes.
and it's just not necessary.
No, it's not.
It's
really,
marketing hype. It's marketing
sure
hype.
is.
That's what
Yes,
it is, to
it
get us to spend
is.
our money because,
Yes,
as
it
women, men
is.
too, we want our skin to look good when we, walk into a room. We don't want to feel, ashamed of the way we look. So they get us on the commercials.
Exactly. And the thing that really gets me crazy is in some of these, skincare lines filled with like synthetic ingredients and toxins and whatnot. It's like you look on the back of these products and they have ingredient lists that are like 20 ingredient long.
Yes.
And the reason why they need all these ingredients is because they're putting really cheap, chemically harsh ingredients. And so you add in an ingredient and it will cause your skin to burn or get red. So they add another ingredient to stop that redness and calm your skin down. But that ingredient doesn't smell too good. So then you need some fragrance, which causes, your blood vessels to constrict and some other terrible reaction. Then you got another ingredient. I mean, it's just completely
Wow.
crazy.
It's kind of like with the medical industry. They keep pounding pills in you. Okay, so the side effect from the pill that you took that gave you a headache, is this. It gives you
Yes.
stomach ache. So then take something for your stomach.
Yes.
Now your stomach is inflamed. Okay, now you need something more
Yes.
to calm your stomach. And the next thing you know, you're taking 5 pills and you have 20 bottles of
stuff you don't
that
need.
you don't
Exactly.
need on your counter.
Exactly.
It's just one thing after another. It's a domino effect instead of really just kind of looking at like, okay, well, what does the game table really look like? Like, where can we start from here?
Yes.
Well, so essentially, you both do coaching. You know, you coach on the skincare level, and you coach on the internal and making sure that, you know, our organs and everything are healthy and working right. And we just might lose a little bit of weight if we go the healthy route.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt. Your body is going to balance itself. It's going to start loving itself, and it's going to give back what you give it. It always will. We want, our bodies want to heal. Our bodies want to be in a really lovely, amazing state. And when we give it the right tools, it will show up for us.
Yes.
Now, Katrina, you know, summer's coming, and we need to protect our skin. You know, we've been under the I know I have been, misinformed that, you know, the darker the skin, you don't need to protect it, and that's not necessarily true. So what would you say, like, that we need to do to protect our skin when it's warmer?
Well, first, of course, you need a good SPF. You do, you know, like you were saying, the misconception, it's dark skin, you're fine, just go out and do your thing. No, we all need that sun protection, and zinc and titanium are important ingredients. But I also am definitely an advocate of hydration. A hydrating mist is excellent for your skin, and there are a number of companies who sell hydrating mists. But again, you flip over that bottle and you look at that ingredient list, and they have propellants and all kinds of crazy stuff in there. And you can make your own hydrating mist. You just get purified water, a little bit of aloe vera juice, maybe a little bit of witch hazel or rose water. You can get lavender essential oil or another essential oil that, you know, smells good and has some great benefits for you. You put that all in a little glass sprayer bottle. You shake it up and you mist it on your face throughout the day, and that will hydrate. It will plump and nourish your skin cells, and it's just going to hydrate your body, and it's so good for your skin.
I'm just feeling so much better. I mean, between listening to the two of you, I'm just feeling so much better.
I'm going home and making that.
Yes.
It's so good. It's awesome. It's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
And there are these hydrating mists that are on the market, again, with these crazy ingredient lists that sell for like $30. It's a little sprayer of water. Like, stop it. Just stop it. Just make it. Yes.
It's marketing.
Marketing nonsense.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that information, because I'm sure, you know, that's the right way to go, especially when you want to get healthier. I don't know why. And also, a lot of the ingredients that I've been told that are in these products are to give them longer shelf life.
Yes, because, you know, they're made in a factory somewhere with all these crazy chemicals, and then they get shipped on a boat to whatever country they're shipping out of, because they're usually made outside of the U.S.
That's right.
So now they're on the boat for several months, and then they sit on the boat dock for several weeks, and then they ship them to the store, and that takes several days or weeks, and then they're sitting on the store shelf for another 2-3 weeks. And so by the time that product is manufactured to the time you pick it up off the shelf has been, you know, 3 months, 6 months, who knows. And so they got to put all these, synthetic chemicals and crazy ingredients to extend this shelf life, these preservatives to keep it from changing colors and to keep these ingredients from rotting. And it's pretty scary.
You're scaring me. And then you set it on your face.
Exactly.
Well,
yes.
I actually personally had an experience not too long ago where I found a lump in my breast, and it had to get biopsied. And in the process of that, I realized that parabens, which are so common in our skincare, are actually found in breast lumps. And for me, it immediately made me go into my medicine cabinet and like looking at like some, kind of healthy, gentle products, and I would look on the label and I'd be like, oh, there are parabens in there. And you can even find that ingredient in a health food or a healthy brand. And it was really shocking to me to have this experience, which was really scary. I mean, I ended up being fine, which is great, but to say, oh, actually, this is a chemical that is found inside of breast lumps, like this is showing right then and there that what we're putting inside of us is coming and showing its face in other areas. And so it's wonderful. Like, I mean, your ingredients are literally like, you can eat that.
You can eat that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I know the product she gave me today as a gift. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Peppermint foot scrub, and rosemary plus peppermint are basically the ingredients.
Exactly, and then you have some great salts to increase circulation and to help with mineral absorption, to increase blood flow and nutrients. You have, the rosemary, which is an antifungal, antiviral, and so it's really great for the body to for that, peppermint to relieve muscle tension, and so every ingredient is powerful, and it does something to really help the health of the body and to really nourish your body and nourish your skin.
And it's all natural.
Absolutely, yes.
And then I'm going on with my commercial here, so
Okay.
excuse me for a moment. And then you also gave me something that we all need, and this is for razor bumps when you're shaving your legs, under your arm, everywhere you shave. This helps.
Absolutely. Yes. It's so important because when we shave, that hair, when it grows back up, if we have naturally curly hair, sometimes we get the ingrown hair where it curls back in on itself. And so if you use that after you shave, it gently exfoliates the top layer of skin without it being so harsh that it's going to damage the skin. So that has coconut oil in it, which is really beautiful for keeping the skin moisturized and nourished. And then it has raw honey, which has natural antibacterial benefits to it, and so that will prevent your razor bumps. Or if you have something called chicken skin is kind of the everyday word for it, where you get those bumps on the back of your arm or around the legs or something like that, you can use that, and that will greatly improve.
And so men and women can use this.
Absolutely. Oh, yes, definitely.
Because men have a hard time with razor bumps, too.
Yes, on their face.
Inflame,
Absolutely.
their skin. Okay.
Yeah, they can even do it before you shave, and it makes a nice base, exfoliate, bring all the hair to the surface, and then do your shave.
Wow, we're learning a lot today. This is a commercial. I like it. Okay, and then the other product you gave me was cuticle butter.
Absolutely. That's my lavender cuticle butter, and that is made with shea butter, jojoba oil, a little sunflower oil, vitamin E, and it has the lavender in it, and so that's really good for your cuticles. We work with our hands so often, and our hands and our feet are usually so neglected, and so you use that around your cuticles, and it will soften up your cuticles. It will heal your dry, cracked cuticles. And so I have one beside my bed, I have one in my bathroom, I have one in my purse, I have one in my car, and so those things just travel with me wherever I go, and they're so good for keeping your nails and hands healthy.
Right, because when you look at your hands, you don't want to see torn up cuticles.
No.
It doesn't make for a good manicure or pedicure for that matter.
No, and your hands look beautiful.
They do.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. See, you're walking commercial. You're having lunch with the Finance Bunch. This is Miss Charlene, and this afternoon we have in our studio Katrina, and Katrina owns her own skincare line, and we have Carisa, and Carisa is a holistic coach, and we're talking to both of them about how to become healthy and how turning the things in their lives that were seen as challenges into positive things that they are now using to help other people and create a living for themselves. As you know, Lunch with the Finance Bunch is about building wealth, and owning your own business is a part of that. And these ladies own their own businesses, and if you're smart, you might want to give them a call. And so I'm going to ask you to start with you, Carisa, and give me your contact information again, so we'll know where we can get a holistic coach from.
You can find me at smallbattles.com, which is smallbattles.com, or at hello@smallbattles.com, or at 323-457-3803.
Thank you. And why did you name your company Small Battles?
I named my company Small Battles because I think it's important to, it's very easy to feel very overwhelmed at whatever challenges are facing us. And it's important to chunk it down, and that they really are just small battles. So we start at day one. When I work with my clients, I don't pull the rug out from under them. I see where they're at, and we start to work at that space. And so we make small incremental steps towards that better, healthier life. So this way they're actually formulating and creating new habits that are then actually just part of their life. They're not even habits anymore. They're just there. Like, this is what they do. And so I give my clients that space to grow. And so Small Battles is how you do it. It's so easy. Like, I know for me, I was so overwhelmed. Like, where do I start? And when you start checking it down, where I was like, okay, well, I'll start checking down, what's breakfast all about? Okay, I'm gonna try some steamed greens with my breakfast. There you go. That's the start. Like, it didn't have to be everything all at once.
Right. If you disassemble it and pull it apart and, make it little small sections, you're right. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? So, yeah, if you kind of pull the puzzle apart, it makes it easier for you to consume
Completely. We have all these pieces, so let's just start putting it together. You start with the outline of the puzzle, and then you start building it in. So.
Yeah. Okay, Katrina? What gave you, what was the thought behind the name of your company?
Oh, okay. So I took the first 3 letters of my first name, which is KAT, and then IXON is a variation of a word which means created by or engineered by. So it's created by Kat.
Oh.
Yeah, Catixon.
Okay, I like that.
Thank you.
Now, both of you have websites.
Yes.
And how important to your company is your website?
It's your storefront. You have to have a website. That's how people hear about you. And people also judge you by your website.
They really do. And both of you have great websites.
Thank you. It's
thank
your
you.
face to the world. So they see it, and, if it looks like something that looks good and professional and, that something that they're looking for, then, yeah, they might just go ahead and take that next step and buy a product or contact you or tell a friend or whatever. So you have to have a great professional looking website, and it doesn't have to cost a lot. There are a number of companies out there that will do free websites. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. I think that it's unwise in the beginning of a business when you're starting out with, like us, no backing,
Right.
to really go and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a website when it's very easy to spend, almost nothing, and just you kind of like, your blood, sweat, and tears, and just kind of putting it together.
Right.
And it's the face. It's, it's another, it's our storefront. So having something that is both aspirational as well as very comforting to navigate through is important.
That's true, and it doesn't need to be so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't need 100 different buttons to click on your website.
Exactly.
Right? Just make it clean and simple.
Yeah.
So that someone wants to stay there and look and read and get to know and then call you and get to know your products better and to get coached.
Yeah, there's so many websites out there that like are screaming at people, and for me that's incredibly jarring. Like I do have a pop-up on my site when you go to it, because I would love for you to get some free recipes and hopefully join my mailing list. But otherwise it's like, I don't want to yell at you. I just want you to like come and enjoy, like read some stories, see what I'm all about, and contact me, and then hopefully we can have a discussion in person or on the phone.
You have a very calming voice too.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely a calming voice. And then both of you ladies, I'd like to ask you this question. If you were going to add something to your product line, what would that be? If you were going to add to your product line, what would be the next thing that you would add?
Oh, I'm adding to my product line all the time. I test products all the time. I'm creating products all the time. So my product line is constantly in flux. It expands and comes back in, and so I'm testing a number of products right now, so I'm not sure what the next one is going to be. It may
might be that little mystic spray there.
Ooh, that would be nice, wouldn't that? I'm actually in testing right now of a wonderful hand cream that's not oil based. Right now I have my wonderful Whip Shea body butter. That's so wonderful and so luxurious. It's so good for the body. It does have a number of oils in it though, so it takes a few minutes to absorb into the skin, and then you can get dressed and go about your business. But I'm looking for looking to create an oil-free hand cream that I'm working on right now. So I think that one's going to be it, with wonderful carrot seed oil and blackberry seed oil, and it has oils, but it's not the heavy coconut oils and things like that. So that won't leave an oily residue. So.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Now, for you, it wouldn't be so much a product that you would be pushing out next, but for you, it would be how do you see your business expanding, and do you get questions from people that cause you to have to go out and do a little bit more research because they're interested in something that you hadn't covered before?
I'm constantly getting asked questions. Even today, it's like, so how do we make your skin beautiful? And you were like, what foods are great for your skin? So I was like, I know hydration is one of them, but then I have to go and say, vitamin C. Just in general, that is a really wonderful way to improve your skin, both from the outside in and the inside out. But I also am looking into new products. Part of me doing my yoga teacher training is to be able to offer that physical aspect to my clients. I also get asked a lot, and it's something that I'm considering and thinking about when it comes to meal planning, to actually be providing those meals for my clients as well. So those are more local offers that will possibly be coming down the pipeline soon. But I'm constantly thinking about how to make things as easy and approachable and as fun for my client base as possible.
And then what foods do you say we should stay away from in the evening? Like when you get ready to eat dinner, what are some of the things that you should stay away from? things you should stay away from and things you should kind of lean towards?
When it comes to things to stay away from, I would stay away from really spicy foods, and the reason being is that spices.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, shucks. When can I eat my spicy food?
You can eat it the rest of the time. Even in the morning, like doing your apple cider vinegar shot with some water, add some cayenne pepper, and heat things up. But at night, the only reason why I say don't, have such a spicy meal is because it sets things on fire, and you're trying to chill out. And so that's the only reason why it's not such a great addition to a later meal. If you're having an earlier dinner, I would say go for it, because if you're eating, like, say, at 6:30 or 7, which is kind of on the earlier side, hopefully, then if you're going to bed at 10, your body is able to start to decompress. And the same thing goes with heavier meals. Again, try not to have those so late at night, because we're trying to give our body a real moment to heal and recuperate from the day, because we all have stressors in our lives, and we all have active lives, and we try to pack things in as much as possible nowadays, more than ever.
That's right.
So when we go to sleep, we need to give our body the tools to chill.
And what do you think is the number of hours that we should sleep?
Minimum of 8.
Oh my goodness!
I know.
have so far to go. You have so far to go.
I got 4.5. I usually get around 4.5, 5.
Is that because you have a young son?
I do. I have a 2-year-old son, and I get up at 5 every morning, and just so much to do. You're a business owner. You're a mama. You're a wife. You got
I don't
everything
have that
to
excuse.
do.
My kids are grown. I just don't sleep.
Well, I mean, and it's something that it's hard. It's hard for me too. I am slowly trying to de-electrify my bedroom.
What does that mean?
Like, I'm trying to get a real alarm clock instead of having my phone be an alarm clock, so that I'm not connected all the time.
Okay.
So I actually found an alarm clock I like it's at the clock store right now, so it doesn't tick, because that's not good either. But I'm trying to make sure that my bedroom is actually a really calm space. So I got blackout curtains, so I really don't see the light, and
nice.
I put
That is
dimmers.
nice.
You can go and get really inexpensive dimmers at IKEA for I think $8, and you plug in your lamps to them, and then you can start dimming your lights at night. So this way we start to get into the fact that it's nighttime. Let's relax, let's chill, because we keep running. We have our computers in our bed, or we have our iPads, or we have the TV
That's
on.
what I was going to say. I do the exact opposite of what you just said. I have the television on. I'm on my iPad.
Oh, and
my phone's, I set my phone for my alarm. Yeah.
And I can be there right with you. I can be in my bed at moments, and I'm looking at myself like, what am I doing? Because I have my computer, my iPad, and my phone living with me.
That's right.
And I'm like, wait, it doesn't need to. There should be. We need to learn how to turn off. We used to not be this turned on. We used to actually be able to stop, where we weren't. I mean, I love the internet. The internet has pretty much saved my life. It turned my life into the most beautiful and magical place, because I had an outlet when I was sick and getting all this misinformation to find, in the end, reputable sources of guidance, and then being able to apply it to myself. But we don't need to be thinking all the time. I want to have a conversation with you where you say something and I say, oh, I didn't know about that, and not say, let me Google it and stop the conversation. I want to be present with you. And it's something that I work on.
So you want to actually listen to her,
Exactly.
which is something that we don't do anymore, right?
Be present, be mindful, be connected.
Yeah, absolutely. And respectful. Respect one another and give them the time that they deserve.
Exactly. And so that's what I, even myself, am working to do at night, where I say, okay, it's the evening, it's time to shut off. Really, there's not very many things that can't wait till the following morning. We give ourselves reasons why they can't. But for the most part, that's usually what we have created, more so than what the situation actually warrants.
That's very true. Now, this is Lunch with the Finance Bunch. My name is Miss Charlene, and we're having lunch with someone who is a health coach, and we also have someone who is an expert in skincare, and we're talking about the aspects of it that, you will aspire to when you use them from a successful aspect as far as your skin and your health is concerned. But now, if you want to start your own business, and you both have small businesses, and you want to start your own business, what advice would you give someone who's just starting out and who has something to offer, and they want to get started, what's the first thing you would tell them to do?
Probably
Katrina?
get involved with a small business or entrepreneurial group. There's so many of us in there who went through the same struggles and the same confusion starting our own companies, and we have knowledge to share, and we would love, to help our neighbors and our friends achieve the same level of success that we're at. And so we would love to mentor somebody and help you along. And so get plugged into that small business community and ask somebody. Just say, hey, I have something to offer. I don't have a website yet. What website company do you use? And we start trading resources, and success happens so much faster that way.
Wow, what would you say?
That there is enough room in the market for everyone, that everybody has their unique perspective to offer, and to not let your fear get in the way of moving forward. Because fear fear is your biggest enemy.
It really is.
Absolutely.
And so to really, either look inside yourself and say, okay, I can do this, or that's what your friends and family are for, and have that support and know that they're there. And in turn, then also, like you said, reach out to other, business owners, find a mentor. And that takes a moment. Nothing happens overnight.
And don't be afraid to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Because just like Katrina said, people are more than willing to help you. Just ask, and don't let fear be your barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And in every interview that I do, I ask that question. In every interview across the board, fear comes up, and how you have to really learn how to walk through it, past it, by it, around it. But it can't be the crippling thing that stops you from sharing. Because if you would not have been, taking fear on, you wouldn't have been able to share with the world what the both of you share, which is needed.
Absolutely.
Healthy inside and out, internally and, so on the surface, topically. You want to have beautiful skin. You want to feel good when you get up in the morning. That's why I asked, how do you start your day? What do you do? What do you eat to start a good day? What do you put on your face? What do you not put on your face? Because it goes through into your skin and into your bloodstream.
Yes, it does.
And you got this product with 25 ingredients on it, and 30 that aren't mentioned because you don't have to legally.
That's right.
Yes.
So
There's so much added that doesn't make sense.
exactly.
So shady.
And when you buy natural products, they go further.
Yes, they do. You only need a little
You
bit.
only need a little bit.
Concentrated, high-quality ingredients.
Exactly.
They're not watered down.
And when you're eating correctly,
It's the same thing.
You're spending less money.
Oh, completely. You're spending less money, and I never thought I should say for me, I could have this much energy. Honestly, people used to go to work and then out to dinner and then out at night, and I'd be like, how can you do this? I need to go home and sleep. I just didn't get it. And now it's I'm about it. I'm just out. I'm there. And I love it. I love having such a clear mind. I love having such an open heart. All of those things actually transpired when I cleaned up my plate. I say, when I cleaned my plate, I cleaned up my life. It
Right
all
on.
trickled into one another, because it really is, our gut is, it's the root of our health.
That's very true.
Hippocrates said 3,000 years ago that all disease starts in the gut. 3,000 years ago, he couldn't look inside. He couldn't see how we actually were, working when, the body was alive. There was no x-rays, there were no colonoscopies, there were no
That's
nothing.
right.
And he knew that. And now we're, understanding with science that that's really true. 70% of our immune system is housed in the gut, if not more. 95% of the serotonin, which makes us feel good, is manufactured in our gut. We think of it as a brain chemical, but it's actually not. It's made in our stomachs, or, in our guts, in our intestines. The stomach is the wrong word. But we have to start thinking that when we feed ourselves the right things, we're giving all of these other elements and physicalities the moment to shine. When I cleaned up my diet, I got rid of my depression. I got rid of my anxiety. I thought that those things were things that were going to be with me for the rest of my life. And I wasn't trying to solve those things. Those were the quote-unquote side effects to being healthier. And so we really need to start looking at, what is on our plate and how is this going to benefit us in the long run.
Right. Wow. And then as far as our skin is concerned, cleaning up our skin and making sure that we're not putting toxins into our skin, which go into our bloodstream.
Absolutely.
You know I used to think, before I was more educated by, people like yourself, that what you put on your skin is just on your skin. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. I didn't think about it, but it does.
And most people don't.
Right.
Like, you're just like, oh, this is there and here and nothing
and
else.
The skin is open pores.
Absolutely.
Where everything it goes in,
Yeah.
and it can create challenges, not just on the surface where you'll see where your skin, may not be, as clear or attractive as that you want it to be, but underneath that, it could be harming you
Yes.
at a deeper level.
Yes, absolutely.
So, ladies, before we end this conversation, I'd like to have your contact information one more time. So we're going to start with Katrina.
Okay, I'm Katrina Schenfield. The name of my company is Catixon Skincare. My website is KATIXONSKINCARE.com. You can reach me at 888-992-6775.
And I'm
Katrina?
Carisa Barah, and my business is Small Battles Holistic Health Coaching. And you can find me at smallbattles.com, which is SMALLBATTLES.com, or at hello@smallbattles.com, or at 323-457-3803.
Wonderful. You ladies have been so helpful to us today, and I'm sure in future episodes I'd love to have you come back on and share your growth in your business. And congratulations to both of you on having the courage to start your own businesses and make them successful and have them identify with who you are, because that's a big deal. You started a business that will help people with their challenges because it helped you with your challenges. And
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's been such a pleasure to be here and, have this wonderful conversation
I know,
with both
this
of
is
you.
fun, right?
It is. It's great.
This is Miss Charlene, and you're having lunch with the Finance Bunch, and we're here and we're talking about being healthy inside and out, and how to turn your challenge into a business that can not only help you financially, but can help others also, because you can start a skincare, like Carissa, you said it yourself. You may not be into holistic health, you may not be into skincare, but everyone has something to offer. We all have something as individuals to offer, and there's room for everyone. You said that. There's room for everyone. So don't let, whatever your challenges are, stop you. Use those as your springboard to success, because what challenges you challenges others, and what you learn to do can help bless someone else. So don't let fear cripple you. That was something else we learned today, and it's an ongoing theme. Don't let fear cripple you. You want to make sure that the things you fear, you face, because those are the very things that can stop you from being successful. The mind is a dark and scary place. Get out of your own head, right?
Yes.
And
That's what the rest of everyone is there to help you with. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
And people are willing to help. That's another point we made today, is that there are people everywhere willing to help you. You just have to have the courage to ask.
The story you tell yourself is usually the wrong story.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Most people will help you if you just ask. And if they won't help you, then that's the wrong person. You don't want them in your life anyway. You keep moving forward. I had an actress tell me that her dad used to tell her that every no brought her closer to the yes. So he said, take those no's in stride, because that just means you're getting closer to your yes.
And I have a friend who tells me follow the yeses.
And you follow the yeses.
Yep.
That's right. And you discard the no's because they weren't for you anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fear and its cousins.
Yep.
Fear has cousins. Okay. Fear has its cousins, and we don't want to foster those things. We want to dispel those things. We
Of
want
course.
to
just move through them.
move through them.
Well, the opposite of fear is love. So
Right.
that's what you're really striving towards. Is
yourself and others. That's right.
Yeah.
We have to start with ourselves. And I'm glad you both ladies learned to love yourselves. And in learning to love yourselves, you're able to create a business and help others love themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. You're having lunch with the Finance Bunch. I have these beautiful ladies in my studio today, and I'm very excited about that. Very excited. Is there anything you'd like to tell us in closing? Carissa, we'll start with you. Is there anything you'd like to have the audience know in closing when they come to your website, or something, from a health perspective that you think in closing that you'd like them to know?
Well, I do offer actually a free 30-minute strategy session session. So if anyone is interested in finding out how health coaching can benefit them, I would love to speak with you. So reach out.
That's great. And you?
Yes, this is Katrina, and I would love for you to go to my website, and I offer a free 15-minute consultation, CatexonSkincare.com, and let's meet, and let me help you.
Absolutely. Ladies, it's been wonderful. I've learned a lot today, and I know the audience has too, and I definitely want to have you back on very soon so we can learn more from you, and I'd love to see how your businesses are growing. I know they will. And have a wonderful day. This is Lunch with the Finance Bunch. You're listening to Miss Charlene. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you again next week. Every Friday, 12 noon to 1 o'clock. Lunch with the Finance Bunch. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.